Good morning. It's July 15th, and it's a warm one. We have a heat warning today, although it's only going to 33, which is, it's warm, but it's hardly southern U.S. warm. But it will be warm, and it's warm right now. It's 21 or 22 right now, so it's already warm. So it'll still be a warm walk around the lake this morning. And it is Friday, so that means that's what I'm doing, around the lake. It's a lovely sunny morning, at least. Just walked down the middle of the street for a minute. I'm going to be sweating by the time I get very far in this walk. I can already tell. It's also humid, which is kind of unusual, but we did have a lot of rain night before last, and it's supposed to rain potentially today. Scattered thunder showers, thunderstorms. They can never really predict those. Conditions are right, but you can't be sure where they're going to pop up. Excuse me. A frog in my throat. Yes, it is a beautiful Regina morning, Gary. Oh, sorry, see if I read that one. Rolana, Jamaica. There's an old joke that you may have heard. I did a show called We'll Meet Again. I was involved with various productions of it. It was a show that was written by the Royal Canadian Legion, or for the Royal Canadian Legion, to mark one of their anniversaries. And it's a wartime show, and it's set in a pub in England. And so it's just an excuse to sing a lot of wartime songs. And there's a joke in there where somebody says, my wife just came back from a Caribbean vacation. And the other guy says, Jamaica? He says, no, she went of her own accord. Ba-dum-bum. Not a cloud in the sky. So any thunderstorms or a house for sale if you'd like to move to the neighborhood. And another one. I saw that one, but I hadn't seen this one, I don't think. 2 in a row here for sale. It's a little garden that their local people put at the end of this boulevard here. What am I doing today? Well, we have renovations going on. If it dries up so they can continue building our deck. We were kind of hoping we might have it this weekend, but that's not going to happen. But we're also doing a little extension on the back of the house. Long overdue. Putting a powder room, as they're called. And we're going to go meet with an interior designer to pick out some cabinets and flooring and stuff. So, yay. That cuts into my publishing tasks, which are constant and ongoing. I was designing a cover. I have a book collection of essays in the Chautauqua Reprise line of previously published work called The Crow Who Tampered with Time. So I'm designing the cover. I found a really good image for it. And I'm also editing that one right now. Collection of essays originally published by Thistledown Press and has gone out of print there, so it has come to me. I'll bring it out in a new edition. Although the next book I'll have out will be The Legend of Sarah, which is a science fiction novel by Leslie Gadala. Still working on distribution. And unfortunately, the company I was hoping I might get it with, it's possible I'll get some of my titles distributed, but I might have to reorganize. This is the second week in a row I've ended up in a puddle here. Might have to reorganize my publishing empire to do that. Bright and sunny and enough wind to give us a nice ripple on the lake. Sparkly. Gonna walk this way today because last week I walked that way first, I think I did. Doesn't really feel like Saskatchewan and weather, and I think it's the humidity. It reminds me of, I don't know, being in a coastal town. Maybe that's what it's reminding me of. Things like, thanks for ringing your bell, buddy. Things like, St. John's, places like that. Bicyclists are such a hazard when they come up behind you. Let's see if there's any pelicans down there. Oh yeah, there's some down there today. Quite a few actually. You can see them. Fairly large collection of them today. This, of course, is the dam that makes the lake. It's the worst thing about nice weather. There's too many people walking around the lake. I find that annoying. Especially when I'm walking with a camera. And talking to myself, but oh well. They think I'm crazy. That's okay. Probably everybody's out early because they don't want to face the heat later in the day. So if they're going around the lake today, like me, they're coming out early. Like the geese. There's lots of them today. Some of those are young first generation geese, first year geese. Some would be their parents. They are certainly out en masse on this little piece today. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. That one's limping, I think. Yeah, it's quite the flock there. See one of the aeration fountains over there. That's looking downtown.
Oh, that's impossible. Done.
There's always joggers. Joggers and dogs. You can always count on joggers and dogs. Sometimes joggers with dogs. Lots of cars parked here. So yeah, a lot of people out in the park this morning. Not more than even on a normal summer morning. It seems busier than usual. Again, I suspect that's just people deciding to come out earlier than they might because of the heat warning. Although again, 33 is not hot. 38 is hot. That's 100 Fahrenheit. 33 were what, 90 Fahrenheit? Something like that, close to 90. So yeah, it's warm. It's not breathtakingly hot. Take a walk through the gardens here. They're just about at their peak now. There's Walter Scott, first premier of the province, with his blueprint of the Saskatchewan Legislative Building right there. picture in the middle. They'll actually still get possibly even flowerier some of these plants as we get into August. And there's the statue of the Queen on her Saskatchewan-born horse, Burmese, that she unveiled in person. And I was standing right over here and my daughter gave her flowers. I've told that story multiple times. On a rainy day, 2005. Some bird's not happy with me. Not sure why. I didn't do anything. Just walked by. Anyway, there she is. Fancy camera shooting there. Tracking shot. Oh, and of course, looking that way then looks to downtown. That's City Hall sticking up there. Don't really know why there are concrete barriers, ugly concrete barriers at the top of the stairs there. Exactly what that's supposed to prevent. It's not like you're likely to be driving a car up there. For some reason, they've got it all blocked, so you can't just use this driveway, and I presume that's some sort of security thing, but I don't know what's made them think there's some greater threat than usual. It's ugly. I always go this way. But should lower my gaze as I get to the the gimbal decided to let's put everything at a jaunty angle. I don't know how it decides that. We'll go down by the Trafalgar Fountain here, which used to stand in Trafalgar Square. It is running, so that's nice. Tennis courts over there. I walked by them last time. Came this way. I was going the other direction. The other editing thing I'm working on is the short stories for Shapers of Worlds Volume 3, which I kick-started, which features authors who are guests of my podcast, World Shapers. Why is it so crooked? See, it should be like that. I can hold it like that, but that kind of counteracts the whole reason. So I'm sorry about the jaunty angle. I don't have any control over that for some reason. Hello, Sanjay. At the University of Regina? Oh, a lot of water here for some reason. And there's the Trafalgar Fountain, which did once stand in Trafalgar Square in London. It was a gift to the province about the time that the King and Queen Mum visited in 1939. King and Queen, but back to the sparkly water. See, now it's managed to find the horizon again, so tunnels going over on Pine Island. I don't know if we can walk under it though. It's been closed off the last few times I've gone that way. Nice cool breeze off the water. That's Spruce Island over there. It's undeveloped. Roberts Plaza, I think it's called. The apartment building sticking up there. Tennis courts right over there. Behind those trees. Hear people playing tennis over there. This is the Holodomor monument over here. Saskatchewan was apparently the first government to recognize Holodomor as a genocide. That was Stalin's enforced starvation of Ukrainians, because Russia and Ukraine have a long and sordid history. Russians have killed a lot of Ukrainians over the years. Practice that seems to be continuing. I'm sure Ukrainians have killed Russians too over the years. But the Holodomor was something that's now recognized worldwide pretty much as a genocide, but Saskatchewan was the first. And that monument there's a lot of Ukrainian immigrants to Saskatchewan. Ukrainian communities, Orthodox churches in tiny towns because of the Ukrainian population. Here comes the old guys that I often see walking around the lake, same time as I am. I call them old guys, I don't know. They're not that much older than me. Some of them may be the same age, I don't know.
Morning.
Morning. In my head, I'm still in my 20s, so that should count for something. Even though my birthday is next week. Less than a week now. Another passel of geese, or gaggle of geese, I should say. Well, there's some youngins that haven't grown up very much yet. There's one over there that still looks quite adolescent. Most of them are older, but there's another little one down there. Oh, I'm not going to chase you. There's a big one standing guard. Okay, it's not quite no cloud in the sky. There's little tiny wisps here and there I can see now that I've got more horizon, but basically not a cloud in the sky. There's water on the path, but that's from sprinkling, not from rain.
She knows it's coming. Usually she goes and just sits down.
Here comes a jogger behind me. They're easier to hear than the bicyclists. time I took the path down by the water there, but it's probably wet today from the sprinkling. I guess I'll go out on Pine Island and see if we can walk under the waterfall, but they've had it blocked off, and I don't know why they would have opened it. They seem to think people are going to fall down and kill themselves because of the spray. But this is the first year it's been blocked off like that, so I don't know what's changed. We're a long way from the day I walked around in the dark at minus 40 wind chill. Almost minus 40 temperature. Minus 34 I think it was on the coldest day I walked around the lake in the dead of winter. It was fine. You just have to dress for it. And keep moving. Generate a lot of heat by walking. If I'd stopped and had to sit down in the snow somewhere,
So much. What? He screwed up.
I would have cooled off in a hurry, even with what I was wearing. University's over that direction. And when I walked back from the university on Monday, I kind of went on that side of the road there on the way back. I did go on that side of the road over there. I don't know where I'll walk this weekend, or if I'll walk tomorrow. Saturdays are often busy with errands, and I just don't get around to a walk. One day I'll walk, and I'll take the car and go somewhere different that I haven't been as often. Got my sunglasses today. That's what I forgot. Not so bad because it's not windy. I mainly wear them not so much for the sun as for the dust, so I don't get grit in my eye after one particularly unpleasant walk where I did. That day I kind of scratched my cornea, and it's very painful, and I was blurry. My vision was blurry because of it for a little while until it healed. So, to be avoided if possible. The sunglasses help with that, but there's no wind today to speak of, and no dust because it's been raining. It's a nice view of downtown through there if you look off in the distance. We'll get a better one further up. Surveyor's Monument up here. Of course, I wrote the history of the Saskatchewan Land Surveyors Association. I guess there's no of course about that, but I did. I did that. I did the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan. That was the first one I did. Did the Saskatchewan Mining Association history book. I did the history of the Saskatchewan Mining Association mine safety competition. I've done a few of those sorts of things. Open to doing more. I'm going to, on my Words by Willett website, I'm going to start pushing my ghostwriting services. Ghostwriting and publishing services. So this is set up so that you see the legislative building directly ahead of you. Over there is the Broad Street Bridge, which we'll be going by shortly. And this is Pine Island. That's Spruce Island over there that I pointed out earlier. You can see the buoys in the water. That's from the rowing club. And this building here was built as the timing stand for the Canadian Summer Games, which were held here right after the lake was deepened. So that was in 2004, 2005 when the games were held here, but I think the big dig where they deepened it all was in 2003 or 4. I should know, it's in the book I wrote. Engineering history book. Our house is directly that way. And you can see the little bump of Mosaic Stadium off in the distance too. Okay, is this still blocked off? It is. That is so annoying. Well, I'll go take a look at the water anyway. But why they're not letting us through there anymore, I don't know. One's tempted to ignore it. Oh, and there's, we saw a guy with a punt yesterday on Wascana Creek, and there's one over there now. One's very tempted to just, slip under that, but I guess you're not supposed to. So we'll go up the hill here. I usually just climb the hill, but we'll take the steps today. Look at the timing building there. Oh, this is a dead end. It's just an overlook. I thought it would take us on over there. Oh well. Well, it's a scenic lookout, so let's take a scenic look. It's towers of downtown, such as they are. Well, that was a waste. I guess that's why I never take the stairs. It's alright, we'll go up the hill on the other side here. Fairly steep. From here you can look over the top of the waterfall, which is just a smooth edge of water there. Okay, carrying on. Well, I guess we can go down the hill on this side too. Fairly steep descent, but it's dry, so I shouldn't tumble head over heels. Always lots of birds over here. Lots of bird poop. Geese are little turning grass into poop machines. All right, that was Pine Island. Here's our punter, or a punter, again over here. You can see through the trees if you look. You can see a lot just by looking. There he is. At least I missed the bicyclists who probably are not ringing bells as they pass pedestrians.
played that song.
And carry on along the path. It's the only island excursion we will make, because that's the only one you can walk onto of the 3 in the lake. Robin. Again, no warning, he's coming up behind you. And I admit, as a pedestrian, I probably, or rather as a cyclist, I probably was never very good about warning pedestrians either. But when you're a pedestrian all the time, like I am now, you really notice when the cyclists don't give you warning that they're behind you. Because all I have to do is, turn and look in the wrong direction and I'll lap into them. Probably hurt them more than it would hurt me. The lake is just crowded today. All these people. I don't like people. And dogs. I don't mind people. I just don't like crowds. And I know, by any reasonable big city standards, these are not crowds. I'm practically alone out here. I know, but all the same. Next up is the Broad Street Bridge. There's the traffic bridge up there, and then there's the footbridge we'll be going over in a moment. I don't even mind the cyclists if they're careful going by you, but some of them aren't. They just zip by you at full speed as if you're just an ordinary stationary object, and you're not a stationary object, you're a pedestrian who could move unexpectedly. That path takes you up to Broad Street. There's the marina over there. We'll be walking down that way in a minute. Some geese. There's always more geese at this end. Oh, those are, yeah, I meant ducks. There's ducks here. There's always ducks at this end, it seems like. Now, if you went that way, you could walk along this path all the way to the university, which I have done, but I'm not doing today. The lake continues over there, and it takes you down past that part of the lake, right down to the university. About time I did that walk again. I need to get over to Douglas Park again, too. I haven't been over there for months now. Caught sunrise over there in the late winter when it was coming up about 8 o'clock. Right now it's coming up about, I don't know, sometime after 4, so I'm not planning to get up and catch the sunrise. You can see the waterfall over there on Pine Island.
Good morning, Mr. Willett.
Good morning, how are you? There's a crow. Happens I was looking at pictures of crows last night because of that book I mentioned that I'm republishing, The Crow Who Tampered with Time. There's another one. Smart birds, crows. Same to you. I didn't do anything. I don't know why he's swearing at me. Change hands there because my arm's getting tired. Ooh, here comes a kayaker in to the pier. Kayak or canoe. Not sure exactly what that one qualifies as. It seems to be open, so I think it's a canoe, not a kayak. Although perhaps it's both and can be sealed up like a kayak. No one expects traffic on the pedestrian walk. Up here is the Bar Willow Eatery, and then Lake Taco, which is you can see here, is a connected but is a takeout window. So you can get food up here if you're in the park, enjoying the park. Perhaps enjoying dragon boat races, which it looks like are coming up since all those dragon boats are sitting there. Those are definitely canoes there with the high ends. So maybe the other one is technically I don't know, some sort of rowing vessel anyway. Oh, and there's actually people in this dragon boat up here, so I would guess that the dragon boat race is coming and people are practicing for it. Oh, there's lots of people out here at the rowing club today. Kids, it looks like. Here. There's a dragon boat getting ready to set out, looks like. Must be a camp here at the rowing club. Definitely working up a sweat. Just thought you'd like to know. To another bridge and another fountain. You can see it through the trees there a little bit. Over here, another aeration fountain to keep oxygen in the water for the fishies, and I think to keep down weed growth as well. Before it was deepened, Wascana Lake was often completely choked with weeds in the summertime. There's the puncher over there again. There you go. There's the punter. Legislative building over there. A couple of canoeists over here. I've only seen a sailing vessel once this summer, but occasionally there's a sailboat on the lake. Willow Island over there coming into sight, and then downtown again in that direction. Your boaters, not boatists. Here's the rope you tie a boat up with, a bow tie. Get it? Bow tie. Okay, wasn't much of a joke. And speaking of boats, there's HMCS Queen over there, landlocked ship where the naval cadets hang out. And if you want to join the Navy, that's where you would go. There's also one in Saskatoon, HMCS Unicorn. And I don't know why. Queen building makes a lot of sense. But the Unicorn, I know has a long history as a naval ship in the British Navy, but don't know how they lucked out with the Unicorn. He's moving about as fast as I am. It's not a particularly attractive ship, but it is run as a ship. HMCS Queen. Doesn't have to worry about icebergs, though. And there he is again. Just about the same speed I'm walking at, looks like. Probably a good workout. Technically, the bicycles should be on the street along here. This is a sidewalk, but it's also part of the path, so don't begrudge that too much. I had a fall up here years ago when I was riding my bike to the Saskatchewan Science Center. I did that a few times, and I dropped a wheel off the edge of the sidewalk up here somewhere. Had a nasty fall on my way to work. Wasn't seriously hurt, but I was a bit sore and scraped. More geese. Would have been, because I left there in 93, it was either the late 80s or the early 90s. Oh, there's the punter still. He's being very neighborly here, accompanying me on my walk. See him again, I'm sure. There he is. Dogs and owners. Can't let dogs run free in the park. And there he is again. I'll go up on the overlook up here. Get a good look at Willow Island. And the punter, that's been our companion here down this side of the lake. If I were someone who specialized in kicking footballs for football teams, I would definitely get a punt so I could be a punter in a punt. Or a punting punter. Totally, I'd do that just for the pun.
And then I took the 22nd.
Okay, we'll go up here and take a look at the overlook. See what the punter does. Here we are. There's our friend down there. What if he's the same guy I saw in Wascana Creek yesterday? Could be. And there's Willow Island. And there's where we just came from, down there. You can see the ledge through the trees. A little bit of the bridge. Mostly you see trees. Every tree in Regina planted by somebody. None of these grew here naturally, except possibly some willows along waterways. There were no trees here when Regina began. There's a pile of bones, which is the place's nickname. There's Willow Island, and this is where Shards of Excalibur begins when the Lady of the Lake from King Arthur shows up in the lake right about here and tells my heroine, whose name is Marianne, that she is now the Lady of the Lake and has the power of the Lady of the Lake if she chooses to accept it, and is given a quest to find the scattered shards of Excalibur before Merlin can, and he's the bad guy in the book. He's a computer magnate in the modern world, Rex Major. Oop, there's a little tiny bunny rabbit. He's a baby. Hello, baby. Where's mommy? Are you already on your own? Aw. Very cute. Hope he survives. Not too much threat in the park. I suppose there are hawks occasionally, for something that size anyway. Dogs, they're not supposed to be running free, but they could. Occasionally something big will show up in the pathway system, which runs right from the morning, southeast to the northwest, basically through the city. 30, I don't know, I just heard the distance, 40 kilometers maybe in total, because of the way it winds. Is it that much? It's too much to walk in a day, I discovered, because I thought maybe if I started at one end I could walk to the other end in a day, but apparently you have to break it up. Anyway, along the creek is kind of a conduit out into the country, and so occasionally a moose has shown up in the city, deer, fairly common, a cougar on occasion, sure, coyotes. So there are a few threats to the bunny rabbit in the park. Biggest one is humans, though. And their dogs. Took the shortcut here. They're building the new pool, which will open next year. And there's the lake again and the ledge. There's our punter. Got ahead of us a bit while I stopped to look, but otherwise he's moving still at the same speed I am. Going to go get a soaking in the spray, or will he avoid that? It's another one of the aeration fountains up there. Looks like he's going to go between it and the shore. Probably get a little spray if he does that, in the way the wind's blowing. Oh, you can see a rainbow there if you look. And the spray from this direction. A bit distant, but I can certainly see it clearly. There's the pool. Bandstand, which I performed at and then at a wedding at. Not mine. Yes, he did go between the water and between the fountain and the shore. A view of the ledge with the fountain in front of it. Few fluffy clouds starting to pop up. Well, there's the spray from the fountain, got me over here, so I'm sure the guy in the punt got wet. So we're almost back to the bridge and the underpass, and then just a short distance from there to home. I'm actually catching him now, I think. So we're heading over here to the tunnel under the bridge. We'll say goodbye to the bridge and to our punter companion. And to the lake for another week. Unless I happen to pass a portion of it on some other perambulation. Cooler here, the wind off the water and the shade. Alright. Back through the tunnel. There's really only one mural that has had been graffitied. I don't know. Almost makes you think it was deliberate on that artist, but don't know. I don't know who. I don't understand the mindset of people who vandalize things anyway with graffiti or any other method, and particularly vandalizing somebody else's artwork. That's pretty low, scummy. House I like, though I've never been in it. And here again, going back to Shards of Excalibur, is Harrington Mews, where Wally Knight lives in the book. And quite a bit happens down this little cul-de-sac in a fictional house and swimming pool. Oh, for a minute I thought that was a loose dog, but he's just on a long leash. Two dogs. I'll go down the other side, just to vary things. Past the little garden I pointed out at the end of the boulevard. Local residents put that up. It's not a city thing at all. Don't show these houses quite as often because I usually walk down the other side of the street. I think the only one I've been in is this one on the corner. It was on the Davin Homeschool tour a few years ago. They have this nice gazebo out front, but it's a big house, even though it looks like one story. It's actually quite big. Kind of 1.5 stories, really. There's an attic that's furnished. Or finished, I guess, and furnished. That one has a certain cabin in the woods look. That's different from most others in the neighborhood. They're mostly built in the 20s, as I mentioned. Teens and 20s, I suppose. Mostly in the 20s, everything. That's when ours was, 1926. So it'll be 100 years old in 4 years. We'll have to have our house is 100 party. I'll be under 70, so I'll still be a young man by comparison. And that's Davin School dead ahead, where my daughter went to school. Elementary school. So I wonder if they're doing any work in our backyard today. Should have dried up enough yesterday. They should be able to work today. But it depends on many things. I don't know why these shoes are lying here. I've been there for a while. There's a house for sale over there too. If you want to be my neighbor or close to it. All right, we will stop here. So thanks for walking with me. I'll be back sometime over the weekend.